Judge Boyd has been known to impose unrealistic conditions in the past, and this case is no exception. This guy assaulted a hospital staff member in an effort to obtain fentanyl. He has been using drugs, the specific substances were not disclosed, for 4 years. He hasn't held a job in years, and he lacks a support system in his life. Despite this, Judge Boyd imposes conditions such as securing employment within 45 days and attending 200 sober meetings in 200 days. While these requirements could be beneficial if achieved, they seem far from realistic given the circumstances. Listen to this case for yourself.
Understand you're charged with assault of a hospital personnel. That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yeah.
Mr. Contreras, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented? Are you a U.S. citizen?
Good.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 8 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine. State recommends community supervision. There's to be restitution, if any, to the complainant. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes.
Defense is at the plea.
It is, Your Honor.
State is at the plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your community supervision be for a term of 8 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 200 hours of community service restitution, and no contact with the complainant. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state, and the court does not have to follow those recommendations? Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We are, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Your Honor, just the court will follow the plea order.
All right, how long have you been using?
Like 4 years.
All right, do you have any other criminal history other than this case?
Yes.
Is it violent history?
No.
All right, what are your other cases?
On theft and dope.
All right. Do you have any children?
No.
If you were released, who would you be living with?
Let him bro.
All right. So here's my question for you. You know yourself better than I do. You need inpatient treatment. So the question is whether or not you want inpatient treatment. If you don't accept inpatient treatment, what's going to end up happening in the slow run is that you may end up going to prison for 8 years. But I'm going to have you remain in custody until the evaluations are done for you to go into inpatient treatment. And you need to be honest with them about your addictions. You understand?
So I have to go to inpatient room?
Yes. You're going to go into somebody's inpatient. And I hope you can understand why that's the appropriate thing for you. If you get to the point where you're at a hospital and you're assaulting somebody because they won't give you fentanyl, that's a problem. Now, if you do not want the help, I can send you to prison. If you all want to agree that he goes to prison, and I can send you to prison, but otherwise you need treatment desperately. And what I can tell you, if you choose the prison route, I will follow your agreement and send you to prison. But what's going to end up happening is you're either going to end up back before a judge for other charges because you're trying to get your fix, or either somebody's going to be identifying your body. So, do you need to talk things over with your attorney? All right. So, Vashon, he needs inpatient treatment. Somebody sentenced him to 8 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 8 years. If you successfully complete everything, I'll consider removing you off early, but do not come before me asking for early termination before the 4-year mark, because it's going to take a while for you to get clean and sober. And then it's going to take you a while where being clean and sober becomes a habit. Okay. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular random UAs. There's to be 200 sober meetings in 200 days. The following will be in custody. There will be a referral to felony drug court. If you're accepted in felony drug court will come up with conditions for you, because that's a place, it's a treatment court, and it's to help you control your addictions, or at least become clean and sober, okay? I'm going to want the TAP evaluation in custody. Follow recommendations. And if he's not accepted into felony drug court, let's have him brought back. When's the last time you had employment?
Years ago.
All right. So how have you been supporting yourself?
Apparently,
All right. There's going to be proof of employment within 45 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Do you have any family here in San Antonio?
no,
Do you have any family at all that you've had contact with?
no,
All right. Do you have any children?
no.
Do you have any type of support system? All right. There's going to be 200 hours of community service restitution. How far did you go in school?
9th grade.
All right. Is there a reason why you stopped going?
No, I just stopped.
All right. So there's going to be 200 hours community service restitution. 100 of those hours will be deemed satisfied upon completion of the GED, and the other 100 hours will be deemed satisfied if he obtains some higher level education or either some sort of trade school. I'm going to want field visits 1 time per month until further notice. There's to be no contact and restitution, if any, to Brittany Mendoza. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. And defendant is not allowed to reside in any home where there are minors. And there's a $2,000 fine, and that will be probated. So if you successfully complete everything, you won't have to pay the $2,000 fine. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful? All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yeah.
All right, we can go off the record. In this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. If you have an issue, let your probation officer know about it. If you feel they're not addressing it, you can still come back to court. And if you feel as though you need more drug treatment, I'm not going to frown upon that. For example, I've given you 200 sober meetings in 200 days. The reason why I did that is because for you, going to sober support meetings needs to become your new habit. And you're going to have to meet new people and go to new places and new things. If you come to me and you say, Judge, I'm at the 201 day mark and I really need some more sober support meetings, I'm not going to say, oh, I'm not going to let you off of probation early because you need more help. I'm going to say thank you, because part of being sober is knowing what you need to do to maintain your sobriety. Okay. All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you. May I have a big seat, Chair?
You're welcome.